Welcome back, gentlemen. And to the 3 lady viewers, hello to you too. I've got a packed episode for you today, a lot of metal working and finishing, and we run into our first big problem.
Come on. Oh my gosh.
A lot of people hate metal polishing. However, I also hate metal polishing. Alright guys, important announcement time. This weekend, Labor Day weekend, it's a very busy weekend for the shop. That means I'm not going to have time to edit next week's episode. That doesn't mean I'm not filming next week's episode though. That just means I'm going to have to put 2 weeks into one episode, the super episode. That will come out and I'll be back regular schedule September 9th. See you there. While I was polishing, I noticed this. Do you see that discolored circle right there? This is where our big hiccup begins. I was wondering what that could be. It's obvious that it's a added filler piece to hide something, but what? And then I realized the answer, and it's literally in the video title. Yep. In all of our excitement, I have forgotten where this actually came from. These Mausers originally had dust covers, and that plug was to cover the dust cover fixture. Of course. You're probably wondering why this even matters. I get it. This is a problem because different types of steels blew differently. So, now we need to figure out a solution. Here's a brief look at what that process looks like. Got it. We will bead blast it, blue it, then parkerize it, and hope and pray to God that we get a nice uniform color. And what I thought was a solution actually uncovered how much this receiver had been altered. Yep. Welds. A lot of metal has been added.
Super good job on that welding. I didn't even see it until I blasted it. That's a very good job. Look at that.
We move forward with the original plan. The tie comes off. Now, we begin to rust blue.
All right, guys. We're gonna be doing something pretty unconventional, but it will work out nicely. Now, the methods I use are something you can copy from the comfort of your very own kitchen. This is not the conventional way of doing this, but if I can rust blue with what I'm about to show you, you can do it too. Now, normally we rust blue with these here: hot salt tank, fresh water, soap, hot water. Okay, we rust blue in this one when it's clean. However, what we're rust bluing is this big. Now, I'm not gonna fill this up and wait for this to boil in 4 hours just for this. So this is what we're gonna do instead. Now get ready for this. I'm about to show you. Yup. A little wee college cooking stove from, I don't know, probably the 70s, okay? And if you look at it, it slopes to one side, so we're gonna have to figure that out. Also, when you plug this in, one of I think that element is just perpetually on. That one you have to turn on and it gets hotter than I think it normally should. Also, this cord gets very hot while it's running. Now, what you can use is a stainless steel pot. Now, I get mine from thrift stores. They're like a couple dollars. The chemical we're gonna be using says non-toxic on it. Do with that information as you will. So don't go using your wife's spaghetti pot to go cook, or to go rust blue in your gun parts. Sorry, honey, I saw it on YouTube. If she does get mad, show her this right here. Non-toxic. See it? It's probably gonna be backwards, but it says non-toxic. You get the point. Okay, on delay. I don't have a steel pot. I have one, not big enough. So it's about to get even more ghetto. Ammo can full of water. Yep, that's right. Bang. Oh, we forgot to level that. We'll do that in a second. When you do this, make sure there's no oil in here. Furthermore, this Colt is gonna be super handy and super helpful for us. Yeah, all right, that should be good. I didn't show this part, but I washed it with hot water and Dawn dish soap. I didn't show that because I think you should be able to figure out that on your own. Next step, into the hot water. Now that's just gonna sit for about 3 to 5 minutes until it gets hot. This is the chemical that I use. There's gonna be a link to this in my video description down below. Now that needs to cook for about 5 minutes. Next step will be to repeat all of those steps until we like it. I hear you. Okay. I know what you're thinking. You don't usually talk this much in your episodes. Last time, that was something I had to skip through it. Doing that whole monologue. Justin, why don't you just shut up and get the time lapse going? Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, and that's done. I'm actually at a loss for words at how well those metals glued together. That means whoever did that knew exactly what they were doing. I want you to understand just how impressive that actually is. Anyways, yeah, the color came out very nicely. It's so nice that we don't even have to parkerize it anymore, so we just skipped that entire step. Now we heat the metal so the pores expand. Now that the pores are opened up, we apply a coat of grease to soak in. Once the metal cools, the pores close and the grease is sealed inside. Alright, we all know what that sound means.
Da find ich Raum. Die Flaschen glitzern wie Sternenlicht. Die Kasse piept, das Glück zerbricht.
As always, leave your answers in the comments.
Brust, mein Freund. Ein Schluck, ein Lachen, wir sind vereint. Shopbeers, das Leben so fein. Mit einem Krug voll Glück im Sonnenschein.
A massive thank you to these guys for supporting the channel. Last week, a subscriber from New Zealand had a question about a trigger job on a Mosin, so we're going to dedicate a portion of this episode showing exactly that. As you can see, this trigger weighs in at 5.5 pounds, which is just terrible. You'll need to disassemble the bolt. We need access to this sear. You'll also need to disassemble the trigger spring. We need access to the second sear. Next, we need to smooth up this surface with a very fine stone. You want to remove all tool marks or uneven surfaces. It is extremely important that you don't stone these surfaces at any sort of crooked angle. Next, we need to do the same for the contacting surface on the cocking piece sear. And finally, we need to shorten the height of the trigger sear. I filmed this, but stood directly in front of the camera. Be extremely careful with this step. Get a few good licks with a file, reassemble, test it, then recut if necessary. Do not overdo this, and make certain that the surface remains flat and no angles are changed. Now that we have that done, let's reassemble and measure again. It's now at 4.5 pounds. Just from the short work we did, we reduced it by 1 pound. Don't go below 3 pounds or it can be unsafe. When you're done, cock your rifle and smack it into the ground. Ensure the sudden strike doesn't release the trigger. If it does not, you're good to go. Hey guys, quick announcement, super quick. We're coming up on 3,000 subscribers very soon, and I want to do a question and answer. You can ask anything you like. Send in your questions to mgw.mailbag@gmail.com. And I will read them all in one big video whenever we hit 3,000. See you then. Way back in episode 2, we said we'd worry about the grip cap later. Well, it's now later, and it's time to get it sorted. We had even made a specific tool so we could find the center. Luckily for me, I had kept it in a very secret hiding place. Now, with the help of my brass magnet, we can easily get that tool back so we can use it once again. I really can't stress enough how perfect this needs to be. Like, no joke. This is like landing a rocket ship on a flea's ass. Alright, it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. I really cannot tell you how lucky I was to get that as close as I did. That calls for a shop beer. Hit the like button, join the Patreon, have a good week. See you in 2 Tuesdays.
Shop beer.